we'll go live, and we always improvise as we
Yeah,
go along.
it's the name of the game.
It is. Welcome to the game. Welcome, Carlo, and welcome to the
Carlo.
26 of you who are already here waiting for us. It is so nice to have you here for episode 56 of the Drawn Together show. Thank you so much for being here, Carlo. It's a treat to be here with you.
Thanks for inviting me, Dylan.
My pleasure.
It's gonna be fun.
I did this drawing of you last week in a live stream, and then we decided let's do this and live stream together and draw together. And I've been looking forward to it all week.
Yeah,
For those
me
of you who've not been here before, we'll be drawing. I have a few references. The link is in the description, and they're of Carlo. We're going to be drawing Carlo today, and talking about art and life and teaching and all manner of things. Wait a moment. Now it says, the stream says, it went from excellent connection to no data.
That's not good. That's not good.
No, what does that mean even? Oh, now it says excellent connection again. So there is reference at a link in the description, and we will be live streaming. We'll be live streaming for an hour, and then we're heading to the after party in Zoom, and just looking forward to some time drawing together. Charlotte is here, Zahara, Haddad, SG, Lisbeth, Kitty, Luca, Sandra, Gabriela. It's wonderful having you here. I hope that now the stream is working well. I'm very happy to be sitting here with Carlo across the ocean. Yeah, we have some drawing to do, and I have some wonderful work of yours. And I'm really excited. We've been holding back from talking about the things we want to talk about. Carlo has been teaching a lot of amazing looking workshops, which we'll be talking about in-person teaching. And we are both members of the Kanyo community, which is how we know each other, and drawn Carlo in the past. And it's super nice to have you here. So thanks again for being here.
Thanks, mate. Thanks again for inviting me.
A pleasure, such a pleasure. Yeah, and this is the first show without Shannon as co-host, and I wish Shannon everything wholesome and good, and warmth and nourishment. And we're thinking of you, and I think of you a lot. Right now, I'm going to show you some of Carlo's amazing work. And please tell us in the chat where you're watching from. Carlo is in Brazil. Are you perhaps also in Brazil? Or wherever else you are in the world.
Brazil.
Where exactly, what city are you in?
It's Recife, Pernambuco. It's a coastal city.
Okay.
So it's one of the best cities here, if not the best one. So yeah, I'm gonna, yeah.
Nice.
People here are known to be like, yeah, that city. Yeah. So
Oh, that's great.
I have to
So-
emulate that.
Yeah, you're joining us from the best city in Brazil. That is great to hear. Yeah, I'll bring up some of your work, just to flick through some of it. There's so much amazing stuff.
Okay.
You don't have much of an online presence, I noticed, trying to find your work. But what I have seen, I like very much. This is amazing. This really grabbed my attention when I first saw it, and I know it's one you've been sharing a lot as well. It's really amazing the way you work with color. Colorblind art. Are you colorblind? Actually, is a question of mine.
Yeah, I am actually colorblind. Yes.
Oh, that's amazing. So we can talk about that. How being colorblind in painting works for you, and because your use of color, I find really remarkable and amazing. You have a lot of really beautiful, vivid work. Yeah, and so on your Instagram, there's a lot of luscious painting, and which is exciting and great to see. And you recently, I saw so many sketches and drawings that you were sharing in your stories. Oh, this is cool. There's a bit of Zelda fan art, so amazing.
Yeah.
my 12-year-old will love this. And I love it too. Yeah, so much great work, and yeah, I can't wait to hear more about being a colorblind painter. And here's Camilo, who is a dear friend and past guest as well, from the Kenyo community.
He's so fucking good.
He's amazing.
He's getting better and better. It's so good.
It is. It's incredible. So Camilo is also part of the Kenyo collective online art community. And it's just like there's a lot of us just loving each other's work, basically, which is really very wholesome and very nice. I'll bring up a few of your drawings, and if anyone at any point in the chat has questions for Carlo, please do ask, because I feel like your the energy of your work poses a lot of questions, and I'm really curious about your teaching experience, and yeah, what it's like to be an art teacher in the best city in Brazil. Is there?
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about that.
Cool. It's really nice seeing your anime, your manga influence in the drawings, which I feel like comes through differently than in the paintings.
And you can also see it like literally in the background. Like all of this is just manga. Right?
That's so good.
And what isn't manga is just a bunch of sketchbooks. Like there are like 30 or something sketchbooks back there.
Yeah. Oh, and this is one that I was very excited to see. 30 sketchbooks. Are you participating in Kenyo Sketch It this month?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I can actually show it later, but yeah, it's this sketchbook here.
Nice.
Actually, a friend of mine made it. She made the art and the sketchbook itself. And yeah, it's
cool.
It's turning out into one of my favorite painting sketchbooks ever.
Oh, nice. I'm very, very much looking forward to seeing within those pages.
Are you taking part in the Kenyo like?
Yeah, I have a
sketchbook thing. Nice.
I'm not painting, but I'm sketching, and I'll be working into it during the stream. So yeah, I have been. I have in the past, and I am this month as well. So that's really cool. It's really great to see the work that people are doing, and I'll leave it at that one, and then I'll bring up some reference so everyone has something to draw along to, and then we can really dive into our conversation. I'm going to see this, because this is something I really wanted to talk about, is your teaching, and this is an image from, I'll just crop this, from one of your workshops.
Yeah.
And so I thought it'd be nice to talk about that as we sketch the image that was taken at one of your workshops. So let's start drawing.
I have that image on the side, so yeah.
Excellent. Cool. People in the YouTube chat are telling us it's working smoothly, which is great.
Nice.
What? Kiki grew up in Sao Paulo, in Brazil, many years ago. That's so cool.
And where does she live now? Where do you live now, Kiki?
Where do you live now, Kiki? Alyssa is blown away by Carlo's work. Yeah, everyone feel free to say things, to ask questions. We enjoy your participation in the conversation, and we're just going to hang out and chat and draw now. Oh wow, you've already got so much done.
Yeah, because you were like, yeah, we can start, and I'm like, please.
Boom,
my hands are shaking.
Let's do it. Cool.
And
so
you
Kiki's in
actually
Michigan
picked a very hard
now.
one for me. Oh, in Michigan. Oh, nice. But yeah, I prefer in Sao Paulo, and I wonder, like, yeah, we don't have to ask Kiki all of her life story, but I'm curious, like, did you grow up like your whole childhood in Brazil and then you moved back, or was it like a year abroad? Because it's very rare for people to have been just for a little time here. So people usually like grew up here and then traveled back to where they actually live nowadays. And people usually miss Brazil a lot because it's like, oh, people are so fun and everything.
Yeah,
I hope.
how is Detroit compared to Sao Paulo?
Yeah.
Carlo, do you have a YouTube channel? Asks Blueshine Art.
I mean, a lot of my friends have been like, when is it gonna come out? Because yeah, I should technically, but I don't. Unfortunately, not yet.
Not yet.
Because not yet. Because I'm trying really hard to not have to have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, well, if
Because
you
it's so much work.
it is. um, yeah,
Yeah.
and that was really interesting because I often when we have guests on, I'll like look through all the stuff that they've got online, and then I was like, oh, it's you've got some stuff on Instagram, but otherwise, you seem to be doing a lot in the physical realm. And that's something that the workshops I would love to hear about from you. So maybe you could just tell us a bit about your teaching work.
About the workshops?
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, last year, around February, my friends were like, every time I posted something about painting online, they were like, hey, when you're gonna teach classes? And I used to find it funny because I was like, I'm not gonna teach. Are you kidding me? What do I have to teach? What could I possibly teach? And I actually got like very, I, it's not coerced by my friend, but that's almost the good word. Like they were almost like, man, just fucking do it, just do it, just come on. And what happened is, I not used to, I still live here. I live close to a bookstore, and it's also like a cafe and a library. Not a library, it's a bookstore, a cafe, and also like a art material store. And they are in a very big house, so I was like, maybe if I could do the event there, but they're never gonna accept me. Like, who cares? And I just asked them like point blank. I was like, oh, how much is it to do an event here? And they were like, oh, you just have to pay us like X amount for each student. You don't have to rent the space.
Oh
it's just
wow.
a portion of the tuition, you call it. And
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that seems doable. I can do a test run. And like the short version is, after the test run, I couldn't stop doing it because it was just that fun. And people were just screaming at me to do it. And honestly, nowadays, I say like I live in the best city in the country because I'm gonna defend that to the day I die. But I honestly have not been doing workshops here since the beginning of the year because it's actually like more. For one, it's actually more profitable to just travel around the country and do in different cities because you can like do a lot of them at once and not like recycle the populace and
Yeah.
vary
Yeah.
the people who are gonna go.
Yeah.
And also, it's an excuse to travel because I live in a continental-sized country, so it's
Yeah.
been fun like getting to know. And also, like, we haven't talked a lot, but I'm used to just talking a lot with like online art friends, and like this year, I've met like I don't even remember how many people that I've been friends for like years and years and years online,
Oh, that's so cool.
and it's all been through the span of this year. Like yeah, I hadn't traveled like very much before, and I not only travel like around my country, but I've traveled abroad for to study for the actual first time because I did not have any sort of teaching. I finally traveled this year. We can talk about that later, but yeah,
Yeah.
talking about the workshop stuff. Currently, it's not only the way I make most of what I make, but it's also a very good opportunity to just meet people and travel around the country. And like I was resistant to doing it, and actually my girlfriend convinced me that I could do it. And she said something that I still say to this day to everyone that's artistic and is afraid of like teaching anything. Because I don't know about you, because I know you teach too, But to me, the thing that always felt like the most, like, I'm worried this is gonna happen, is people come and then they are let down because they feel like they haven't learned enough, or
Mm-hmm.
they feel like I haven't taught them everything. Because in our heads, I don't know about you, but in my head, I wanna teach them everything that I can possibly remember. And the thing is, just accept that's not how it works, and just
Yeah.
be upfront about what you're gonna teach, and just teach that well. And
Yeah.
people are gonna be happy because they are not coming to you for everything. Like that's not how
Yeah.
that works.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's been freeing for me to be like, okay, I can just teach what I think I know, and people have been liking it. So yeah, I've been doing that a lot.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. One of the first times I really tried teaching, it was just a friend of mine was like, "Oh, I'd love to do more drawing. How about I come over and we draw together someday?" And I can remember I was so excited, and I had been learning so much, and I was just like, blah 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 blah, just like explaining all this stuff. And afterwards, she was just like overwhelmed by what I was
Yeah.
trying to share, um, and yeah, and that was something where I was like, oh, okay, maybe it doesn't have to be everything all at once, because that's a lot to take in. And also from teaching, from learning that I've done, going to workshops and stuff, like it's just like there's so much to learn that even just learning a bit is such a gift. So yeah, but it's so cool
And
because
like,
it's. Mhm.
no, you're saying it's so cool. Yet,
Oh, just the yeah. Since 2020, I've been doing a lot of on teaching, which I appreciate a lot. But it's something I was in London in August and taught a workshop for the first time in like 5 years in person, and I enjoyed it so much. And I was just like, oh, this is something for a long time I've wanted to do more of. So it's really cool to see that that's what you're doing. And yeah, very, very cool.
and it's a different vibe, right? Like you've done it, so then like it's so fun because
Yeah.
like think about it. How many chances do we get to just be in a room with people who just want to talk about this stuff? Like just that alone,
Yeah, yeah,
it's so valuable.
yeah,
And then on top of that, you're teaching, you're making people do stuff, and something that I like to do in my workshop is kind of scare people right away because I've like to 100%. I swear to God. Like I don't tell them what we're gonna do. I just say, "Oh, look, here are the pictures of the people who come. Here's like my work. If you think that's interesting, and if you think you wanna do something like that, go off." And what usually happens is people are very insecure. They think they can't do any lines or anything at all.
yeah,
And my first exercise, like I give them like 3 canvases, like 20 by 30 centimeter canvases, like very standard A4, a bit larger size. And I go like, hey, so first exercise, we're gonna paint all of these 3 canvases, one after the other, and you have 5 minutes for each, and you're just gonna do a block in. And
yeah,
people have no idea what the fuck a block in is, and I use that as an excuse to teach them the concept of value.
yeah,
And like I hate using the word like self-taught when people ask like where did you study it, because although I had no teacher, it's dishonest to be like no, I learned it by myself, because I didn't, because YouTube taught everything I know.
yeah, yeah.
And a guy that had so much influence in me is Marco Bucci. I think you
Mhm.
probably know him
Marco
or heard of
Bucci.
him. And Marco Bucci with 2 C's. He has a series on his channel called 10 Minutes Better Planning. And like it's so much good information in so little time. And yeah, like in my best days, I imagine my classes being like that level of just injecting information into someone's brain
Yeah,
and making them learn through doing it. Because I explain value, and I'm like, oh, so you're gonna think very abstractly. You're not gonna think about icons and iconography. You're gonna just think of the face as like a topography. You know, it's planes and everything, and people nod their heads and they're like, yeah, I understand that, and I'm like, no, I know you don't, but you're gonna. And when I tell them to do the blocking, they're just the hardest, and it's only by doing that they learn, and it's always fun to be like, hey, you're kind of getting it, but if you do this, it's gonna be better. And every time, like, they correct it, and they're like, it's working now. And I'm like, why are you surprised? I said it was gonna work now. I'm not making this up.
Yeah, just to be thrown into it. Something that I do every Tuesday in a Zoom session is we start with 30-second sketches, and it's also something that when I first started leading these sessions, it was also in person. And sometimes people would come who say they hadn't drawn for like 20 years. And then I'm like, okay, you've got 30 seconds to draw that person. It's like, wow. But then they just start doing it and just are surprised by what they're able to do in such a limited amount of time, which is, yeah, it's really cool. So how do people find out, like, how do you get participants at your workshops? Because you're obviously going to places where, new places each time. So I wonder how has that been for you, kind of developing how do you have an audience when you're going to a new place?
Well, I'm actually like, the people usually like it, but my friends hate it because the way I do it is I make an ad and then I just run the freaking thing all over, and like, to the point that, like, for example, like most cities that I go to outside of São Paulo, because São Paulo is just a beast. São Paulo has 13 million people, which is ridiculous. Yeah. So that place, I've been coming back there ever since, because there's no way out of 13 million people. Like, yeah, that's gonna be news to them. But most cities that I'm going to right now, they have around like 1 to 2 million, and I usually, like, straight up pay Instagram to run my ads, and it's like I make him run until it's about 100 or 200,000 people have seen it, and from those, like, daily, people are sending messages. Like, there's a standard message like, oh, I live in blah blah blah, I want to know more, and I have standard replies of like, oh, you want to know more? How interesting! It's gonna be like that. It's gonna cost that much. All the materials are included. You need no prior experience. Just come with clothes that you can get dirty and come have fun. And it's working. That's been working.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's so interesting, because I know nothing really about advertising, but I know my sister built up a dog walking business in Melbourne, in Australia, in a month with Facebook ads. Ooh. And she was like working full time walking dogs in Melbourne. Whoa. and it was all Facebook ads. So she managed to build up a full time business in a month. And I've often wondered about using ads, because so far everything I've done has all been just a lot of time on Instagram and teaching, and just, I guess, word of mouth and being on different platforms, a couple of different art schools online that I've been working with. But that sounds amazing, that you can just run an ad and get a whole bunch of people to see it, and then people come to your workshops. That is so cool. Yeah, that's great.
I can give you the gist afterwards. We can talk business. I can help you run this.
Oh, yes. That would be so good.
I've been singing the gospel. I swear, I've been singing the gospel of, like, treating everything, because I know that you, for example, already treat some of your stuff as a business, because you have to. You work with it.
Yeah.
But a lot of my art friends, like, they are very talented, but they just don't have any idea. They just don't want to be bothered of having any idea. So I'm like, come on, if you just learn this and that, you can get clients, you can get students, and
yeah, that is amazing. I would definitely take you up on it, because and maybe we can talk about it later as well, maybe in the after party. Want to get some business tips, come to the after party.
The paywall business tip.
By the way, After an hour of streaming, we're going to have an after party where we'll hang out in Zoom, and you are welcome to come and talk with us, potentially past Drawn Together guests, and our Patreon supporters will be there. There is a link to the Drawn Together Patreon in the description if you want to support the show and join the after parties. And Pedro Kruger says, Carlo the GOAT. And Kiki.
Pedri! Yo, I love this guy. Love this guy. He's so fucking good. I'm sorry for the swearing. I'm gonna try not to swear.
That's okay. I take no issue with
so
it.
Good.
Luca said, where do you draw
Thanks, Kiki.
inspiration from some of your drawings? Some look like goblin inspired. They're amazing.
I mean, can I just show physical inspiration instead of just talking?
Oh, sure.
Can I
Do
just
you have
show
some?
books and stuff?
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
Show us whatever you got. Rachel says, Alpha Party equals the secret marketing masterclass. Sounds good to me.
Where is it?
And Kiki says, your English is excellent.
Oh, thank you.
I was thinking maybe earlier on if people were commenting in Portuguese, I would try and read Portuguese poorly, and Carlo would be able to translate.
Yeah, that would be good. Please comment in Portuguese if you're Brazilian. Pedro, if you're still watching, please comment in Portuguese.
And I'll try to read it. I spent some time in Portugal, and I learnt this one. When I traveled to places, I would often just learn one sentence, which doesn't necessarily make sense, or just kind of would make sense in a different context. But my Portuguese sentence was posso pescar aqui. Maybe in Brazilian, it'd be posso pescar aqui. And people, so can I fish here? And people would like look at me and be like, aqui? And it was just a random way to start conversations.
What?
Like I can't remember where it was. Maybe
that's good. That's good actually.
In Coimbra, and being in a plaza,
Coimbra.
and there was a fountain there, and I walked up to someone and was like, "Posso pescar aqui?" And I like in the fountain. So that was just a way to
In no way.
just to sow confusion and to meet people.
I'm gonna start doing that. Yeah, I mean the local sowing confusion among like foreigners is fun.
Yeah.
I learned like I was traveling with a friend recently, and I learned just can I get the tip? No, not a tip. The bill in French, and I was just saying that to everyone too, like not impromptu, but every French person that talked to me, I was like, "Oh, l'addition s'il vous plaît," and they were like, "Why are you saying that?" I'm like, just testing if it worked. It works, and they're like, "Yeah, you're saying it, but yeah, it doesn't make any sense." And I'm gonna take your advice and expand that to like people on the street to see what comes of it, because it seems fun.
It's a good icebreaker.
But yeah, I wonder who asked about inspiration.
Yeah,
'cause
let's see some physical
here.
inspiration.
I got this from the great Evan Hamilton.
Oh yeah.
It's the book Decade, and it's one of my favorite books because it follows him from 2009 up to 2019. It's literally a decade of sketchbook snapshots, and you can clearly see like cool ideas but not a lot of refinement. And then when he starts like locking down some fundamentals, you can really see like it's really coming to life. And he varies mediums a lot, so there's a lot of like ballpoint and brush tip and like all kinds of work. Like it's amazing. Like I recommend anyone that gets the chance, get this one and just follow Evan Amundsen. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I tried really hard. And yeah, he's a great guy. And on some sadder news, I have this one of the late great Kim Jong-gi, who's obviously like, I mean, great inspiration for everyone.
Yeah.
So, and I also have a Katsuya Terada book but I think it's in my bedroom, so I can't show it now. But yeah, I don't know if you guys heard of Katsuya Terada. Do you?
Um, who is that?
I'm gonna write it in our chat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can write it in the Riverside chat.
Yeah, put it in the
Let's see
side
if
chat
I
and
can
I'll
get
put it
that
in
one.
YouTube. And I just put the name of Evan Amundsen in the YouTube chat as well.
It's Katsuya Terada, and this dude is one of the masters, and it's
Okay.
crazy. Like every day I wake up and I think about like I know it's so sad that a lot of the artists that I look up to are passing away. Like Drew Struzan just passed away a couple days ago, and it was very sad. But like there's still so many masters alive that you can just talk to. It's mind blowing.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's the internet has been amazing, just for that kind of connection. And like what you were saying about being in a room with people learning together, I remember when I was a teenager, that in the summer holidays at school, there was a comic drawing workshop at the state library, and I would like go drive for an hour in the morning. My parents took me to this comic drawing workshop, and it just like left such an impression on me. And to see these people who were just like able to draw, which was just like at the time, like how is that even possible? But being there with them in person, and it's like, I remember that, that feeling of being able to have access to someone who has that experience, be able to learn from them, and how amazing that can be. And it has been incredible, like with social media, being able to kind of to see and learn, and also be in touch, to be able to communicate with people. And even when great people pass, there's still their body of work is so alive and still inspires so many people, and there's just like so much inspiration to draw from. I'm gonna grab a different reference now, I think.
Okay.
I feel like I
do some different. Yeah.
Let's see what one. This might be a bit a bit intense.
Too much skin.
Too much good. But I have another one here.
Is it the one I'm thinking of?
Oh, I don't think so. I like it a lot. It's this one.
Oh yeah. Oh, I like that one. I haven't done that one.
Yeah. And if you're afraid of the hands, I would recommend just not drawing the hands. Just do like a big negative shape thing, and you can get away with not drawing the hands. But this is a very fun reference. I've been sharing reference all month of heads looking in untypical directions, because often we'll have a frontal portrait. So it's been interesting trying to find more challenging perspectives and poses the past month, which has been cool.
And it's funny because I don't know how much you've seen that in your students, but I usually I give them a PDF of very very well selected photos, and there's all sorts of angles, and people there are angles where people are just up front, of course angles where the face is just like this.
Yeah.
But there are of course like 3/4 and everything kind of like this. And what people do is they choose this reference, and during the drawing they turn it into this. And I'm always like, you're doing that. I've seen that before. Come on, let's push it.
But they're like straightening things out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's really interesting.
And it's so common.
Yeah. Also the
because our faces are just
balancing
imagine,
things.
Yeah.
Herman the Porter is here. Welcome. Probably late, but very welcome. Monica Klaus says, this is fantastic. It is, isn't it good?
Oh,
okay.
Thank you, Monica.
Thank you, Monica. Thank you, everyone. If you haven't said hello in the chat yet, please do. We love it. Love a bit of engagement. Thumbs up, like and subscribe and all that stuff. I'm going to start this other drawing.
Me too. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it. The color
I'm gonna try and
blindness.
exaggerate.
I'll use.
Yeah,
I'll use
yeah, that.
Tell us about that. That's amazing. Because I just thought, that it sounds like a really clever account name, Carlo Blind Art. Very, very clever. And then I saw that you've actually got the hashtag in your Instagram profile.
Colorblind.
That's like actually colorblind. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think like the more and more people find out, I'm like I should lean into that like so much harder. I should just be like, hey guys, I don't see anything, and I paint the colors, and I should go off like full artsy, like yeah, the arts. But to me, like honestly, I had such a harder time when I used to do digital stuff. But it might sound dumb, but since I'm doing like traditional things now, every like tube has the name on it, so
Yeah.
it's harder for me to like paint, like for example like green foreheads, which was very something that I used to do a lot because I didn't know how to work the values, and I usually do very warm portraits, and if you put some desaturated stuff beside it, it's gonna look green as fuck, or it's gonna look like bluish. And I did a lot of like green foreheads and I used to miss. But nowadays I usually do like a very restricted palette, like at maximum like 6 colors, and I'm usually doing like 4 colors. And yeah, so like nowadays it doesn't bother me as much, but it's usually just more of a topic of conversation, kind of just like, so hey, what are the colors that you don't see? I love that question because it's like, come on, I see the colors, I just mix them up.
Yeah.
And I I mix up like, for example, that painting you showed of the Ice King,
Yeah.
which is my like most viral painting ever. I couldn't tell you what is dark blue and what is purple there. Like to me, those are very similar colors, and like I have no idea which is which. I just know I use like deep violet for the shadowing of everything, and I know they use cerulean blue. Yeah, that
okay.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, because it obviously, because if you get the values right, it kind of works, right? So
Yeah.
but yeah, it's because that was so interesting because you've got some work which is just like so vivid and such interesting color choices and stuff, and like yeah, so I'm imagining you perceive value, and I guess some parts of the spectrum are maybe a bit harder to articulate what it
Yeah.
is. Is that? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
they mix together a lot, and what happened is like that's actually the focus of my workshop. I always tell everyone that like to me, I always had the hardest time studying like art and fundamentals because I was I did not have school problems, like I did not have like bad grades or anything, but I was never good at like sitting down and studying.
hmm
And that's hard because you have to study art. Like you can't just fuck around.
yeah,
And what helped me out a lot was just learning that first of all, the only tip I give to people nowadays when they ask is like just get obsessed about any aspect of art that you like or any character, and through the session you can figure stuff out during the process because the most important part is just doing something.
hmm yeah,
And to me, my obsession, I'd say, is value, definitely, because I'm not that good at perspective. I fuck up proportions all the time, but I tell all my students, like, if you get light and shadow, you don't even have to get it very right. If you just get it like 60 to 70% right, people will forgive everything.
yeah,
They'll
yeah,
be like, oh, that's expressive. And it's like, nah, I just got the proportions all fucked up. But yeah, it is expressive, but yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
That's
whatever you say.
yeah. That yeah, value is just so so important. Like I spent like 5 years just working in ink. Like everything was monochromatic, and then I started it started like
Dang.
sepia, and then adding some different colored ink, but very much focus on value. And I thought that was such an interesting thing. And I had heard from some other artists, like if you get the values right, it doesn't matter what the color is. And then color can become
Yeah.
such an like exciting world where you like experience all these new things. But a lot of what makes the image read, what makes it make sense, it's about getting the values right. So that's pretty good advice. Get the values right, and you'll be forgiven for the rest.
Yeah, and you do. Like, it's crazy how much people forgive if you get the values right. Because, for example, I feel like with anyone's work, like the limit the let's just say the threshold between you you were just lazy and you didn't want to do something, and that's an artistic choice. People like I was raised to believe by the teachers of art and everything that it was like, oh, you just choose to not do something for a very specific artistic purpose, and then it's gonna be a stylistic choice. But honestly, man, like a lot of stuff, I just don't want to do that stuff. And people are like, yo, that's so, like for example, one of my favorite paintings. Let me see if I have it here. I don't think I do, but I think I have one like it. Let me. This one, yeah. This one, for example. I don't know if it's gonna show. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
this was one of the paintings for my birthday. It's my girlfriend. Like, she's just laying there. And I did not paint her eyes. And I have this habit of just not painting people's eyes because I think it looks cool. And people are like, yo, there's something about not that. And I'm like, I'm just kind of lazy. I'm sorry. I just don't want to do the eyes. And like, when I do the eyes, I'm like, yeah, it's not that good. So I don't want to do it anymore. And it's crazy because you kind of ask yourself then, like, what am I, like, robbing myself of doing, you know? Like, and it's, like, the most interesting things about artists and artist style, for me, is finding that place where it's like, are you doing that because it's what you're naturally attracted to? Or are you running away from something? Or is it a mixture of both? Because it's usually a mixture of both, you know?
Yeah,
And it's really fun.
yeah, yeah. That's a really good point. That is yeah, and there's interesting things like discoveries that can be made because it's part of the simplification process. It's like, how do I? This is really complex. How do I make it simple and understandable?
Yeah.
And then at some point, maybe it's like, this is why I keep going. Like this expresses something, and I think I can stop here. Or maybe it's just like it's too hard to keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And both
so-
of those are valid. And people can tell them apart usually.
Yeah,
To be completely honest.
Yeah, and if you
And like,
bit like
Sorry, you were
leaning
saying?
into that,
And
if you discover something and it's like you kind of go hard with it, never paint an eye again, and then it becomes
Yeah.
something which is recognizable in the way you work. Yeah.
yeah. And yeah, it's crazy. I've actually like talked to some friends about this recently because I used to be the idea that I did not want to get known as the ice king person
Yeah.
because it's my most viral painting, and whenever people do recognize me, they're like, "Oh, you're the one that painted the Ice King," and I'm like, I don't want to be attached to Adventure Time forever. I love it, but yeah, I want to do something else.
And I used it for the thumbnail for this
But
episode.
nowadays, I'm like, I wonder, like, and no, that's fine, because it works, it really works, and you're gonna see it's fine because like my decision, like as recent as like last month, I've decided like, dude, like, I did not paint Ice King because I was like, oh, this is gonna go viral. I painted him because it's a that I like.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was avoiding doing like characters because I was under the impression that I had to do like serious, like gritty, like artistic something. Who cares? Just do
Yeah.
the stuff that you want to do. And I'm gonna paint more characters and more Ice King from now on.
Yeah. And what was the process? Because I wasn't familiar with the Ice King. I have not watched Adventure Time. I was looking into it today. I recognized the dog and the kid, like the two main characters. Yeah, but I'm gonna have to watch it. Because then when I saw the Ice King
You
from
got it.
Adventure Time, I was like, your painting looks very different to this. And I wonder, how did you take that cartoon character and turn it into what was your process there? Because it's really amazing. And I love any kind of fan art which takes something and gives a totally new dimension. It's really cool. So how was that
So like,
process?
I don't wanna spoil it
Okay, you don't have to.
because like, yeah, I don't wanna spoil it, but let's just say, Ice King, like the character, it's one of my favorite characters in all of media, like books and movies and comics and everything, because I love characters that seem to be something at first, and they just become something insane later, like much more complex and different. And let's just say, like, if you watched any Adventure Time at all, and if you start watching Adventure Time, you're probably gonna be like, for the first few seasons, and that's plural seasons, like you watch like seasons and seasons of this silly weird character that just keeps kidnapping princes and being like kind of the villain of the whole thing, but he's really like pathetic, so you don't care about him at all. Yeah, this guy, like, come on, look at him. And you're like, who's gonna take him seriously? No one. Like, yeah. And let's just say, through his backstory, you learn not only like that the world is more complex than it kind of showed at first, but his backstory also deals with themes of like loss and addiction and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
So I mean, you can like, if I say that, you can kind of glean some of the stuff that I'm trying to do with the painting.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, it's one of the most tragic stories that I've connected to. Of course, there are more tragedy in the world and everything, and even
hmm,
in other stories on the media. But personally, I think it was the cocktail of like growing up watching the cartoon, and right as I was like beginning to turn into not a kid but a teenager and young adult, the cartoon also got like a bit more complex and started introducing lots of like adult things to deal with, and that transition just, I think, happened at the right time. So I always wanted like to be able to draw the characters that I love with like a more profound, like moody composition and things like that. And when I finally like realized, okay, I can kind of do this, I just kept trying it. So I painted lots of characters. I think I took some of them out of uh, my Instagram because I was trying to clean it up and be just portraits and stuff about my family and portraits of my friends and other artists that I love. But nowadays, I'm like, as soon as I get some free time, because I'm doing all sorts of works right now. I'm also a comic artist and comic writer, so
oh cool.
I'm doing all kind of stuff of works on that front. But when I come back from the season of workshops, because I'm gonna spend November doing workshops, I just want to do a lot of like paintings of characters that I love without feeling like like I have to hide it. Like I'm a nerd in the '80s or some shit like that. It's like, no, man, just do what you love.
Yeah, because it's amazing.
And yeah,
Because before I knew who the character was, I was looking at that painting, and I love it, and I really like fantasy stuff, and I was just kind of wondering, oh, like who is this character, and the more I looked at it, that like it's such a simple, clear image, but like the storytelling in it is really Such a wonderful atmosphere and the mood, and that the
Thank you.
like it's so cool. Like I don't
And
want
the
to.
thing I love about it the most. No, I just want to talk about like my favorite part about art nowadays is like to me like I could have like a year of fun just drawing on my own because I've built like a habit of just catching and having fun with it. But nowadays, like to me, art gets alive when it's shared and when it's socialized.
Mhm.
So, like I did this painting with some objectives, but when I posted it and people started commenting, like people come up with all sorts of interpretations that you're like, oh, that's cooler than I could have come up with. So thank God you said it, because now I'm gonna use that. And it's like, yeah, like it's in life. I think it's very hard to create meaning without socialization of stuff,
Mhm.
because like as humans we are inherently social,
Yeah.
and took me a while to figure out like yeah, art works kind of the same. Like what you create is yours, but at the moment you post it or that you call it done, it's no longer just yours. It's everyone else's, and everyone takes part in creating meaning for that. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
just give up control on that front.
Yeah. That's very cool. Um, Charlotte asked if you're using charcoal, and yes, yes, you are.
Yes,
Um,
I'm using charcoal.
and there will be. I'll be in post. I'm gonna like take parts of this conversation and make shorter videos, and the quality of
Nice.
Carlo's drawing will be so much crisper in the replays. Part of the processing of Riverside that I'm using. There's going to be a crispy clear version of this. I hope that's my hope.
Let's hope.
Because occasionally I think when you're moving, it's kind of buffering and it's a bit unclear. But now we can see it really nicely. So cool. Oh, and everyone who's drawing along, we would love to see your drawings. And I have put our
Yes,
Instagram
please.
accounts in the description. So please find us, follow us, share your work. If you're watching the replay as well, we're also talking to you.
Please.
It'd be really cool to see what you've done. And very soon, we're going to head on over to Zoom. I'm going to keep this conversation going. And you can join us by
Yeah.
following the link and supporting the show via Patreon. Any questions before before this phase of our conversation comes to a close? Because I'd love to hear from you in
Are
the
you
chat.
asking the people or me? Oh, the chat.
From the people, you could ask a question. Well, if you want, if you feel spoken to.
Because I was gonna ask you a question.
Yes, please do.
I was curious about like, because nowadays I think more and more every day about what kind of references I use for my paintings, and family members and friends and strangers online and everything. And I was wondering like, do you also like make a habit of renting your friends, just being like, hey, come over for 2 hours, you're gonna be you're gonna be that. Because yeah, it's one of my favorite activities, just telling people, hey, you want to hang out, you're gonna have to be a model, let's make this a double feature.
I haven't done it for a while. I did. I used to get friends to pose because I thought I'd do fantasy illustration for a while. So I got people in all these dramatic poses, and they would come over and we would do some fun kind of photo shoots. But it's been a while. But I was thinking recently to just go visit friends. When I'm with friends, I do a lot of quick sketching, but not all the time. I was thinking maybe I could just take my sketchbooks to friends' place and just sketch them while we have a coffee together or something. I think that would be
Nice.
yeah, just a fun thing to do. Because recently in my village there was like a town fair, and I spent the whole day just doing sketches of kids, and it was so cool because I know these
that's so
kids.
fun.
Yeah, I know them from my kids' school and kindergarten, and they just non-stop. I had all these kids lining up to be sketched, and I just sat there drawing them, and it was nice to do to do that, like a way to connect to all these kids and also to the adults who didn't really know what I do. And I was just thinking, I saw my friends there and I thought I'd love to draw my friends. So I was thinking I should just go visit them and sketch them. But it's such a good idea, like what you said, renting your friends.
Yeah, you can just copy my birthday idea that you said.
Oh, yes.
You can just do that.
Yeah, because that is amazing.
Like,
that is something.
People, like...
Maybe that would be interesting to close this part. Oh, Kiki says, when are you coming to the US? Any plans to do workshops in the US?
Can you hear me? So let's just say it's on hold for now. I have contacts there. I have a contact in Seattle, and I have a very dear friend called Shannon Vaught, and I brought her to Brazil so she could teach a workshop here, and then she's also setting up her own atelier and everything. I don't know how it's working, but she's doing big stuff, and it's crazy to get me there, but it's a little bit harder to get in there right now, and let's just say it's not the most welcoming.
Yeah,
for people right now.
Not during this administration. Something's got to change.
Yeah, let's just say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also
with
saw
my name and where I come from, it's not the best idea. Let's just say too.
Yeah, but I saw through the Canyo chat that you were in Europe, and you were also asking about maybe teaching in Europe, right? So maybe.
Yeah, because maybe. Oh, we're definitely gonna meet up. I mean, where do you live? No,
Central
dude,
Germany.
Definitely.
Yeah, that would be so cool.
Central Germany, is that? I don't know where Berlin is. Is Berlin in the center?
It's 3 hours away. But I was thinking if you come over,
because
like maybe we could do something together sometime. That would be so cool. And all the people from the States could come over to us in Europe. Or Brazil's pretty far away, but that would be amazing to visit.
Yeah, it is. Because the thing is, next year, I have, it's like not a lot of people gonna watch this, so I don't want to, like, of my people that I know, but I don't want to spoil stuff. But I just want to say, there are some, next year, Amsterdam and Florence, they're on the table, and I'm just waiting for the date. And when I get the date, I'm gonna be telling y'all. But I don't wanna, I don't wanna leave it. I don't wanna make promises that I can't make out in the end. But
I would love to come to
definitely
Amsterdam
next year.
Yeah, because that's not too far from where I am.
Yeah.
No promises, but lots of hope and anticipation.
Yeah.
Sergei Arts is here, says, yo, this is a legendary combo, so nice to have you in the chat as well. Amsterdam, you say.
He's so fun.
A Central Germany meetup. Yeah, that would be very cool.
Yeah.
Luca has to go. And I would say we've come to the end of this live stream and we're about to head on over to Zoom. So if you are a past guest or a Patreon supporter, please come over to Zoom. We're going to keep talking, and apparently there's going to be a business masterclass on how you get people, random people from cities joining your workshops. So we're going to keep drawing, keep chatting, and we would love you to head on over to the Zoom. Thank you to everyone who's been here. Untypically, tomorrow morning, my time, there's going to be another episode of the Drawn Together show with Tika, who's also from the Canyo community. That will be 10 a.m. German time. So also on my channel here, can't wait to talk to Tika. And we are very grateful for having you here. Would love to see your sketches. Please tag us. And Lucas says Florence is not far. We would love to see you around on the internet. And who knows, maybe one day somewhere in person. At a workshop. Thanks everyone. Thanks for being here, Carlo. It's been fun and it will continue to be so.
Yeah. Do I have to change anything about my setup? Before
We can do
go
that
to
in
the
a
other
moment.
thing?
We can do that in a moment. Just like
Okay,
moving
these are charcoal
things around.
hands.
Charcoal hands, charcoal. Cool.
Okay, perfect.
Kiki put a drawing hand emoji in the chat. That is a very good thing to do. If you've made it to the end of this, then put a drawing hand emoji in the chat or in the comments.